Alrighty. We are live. We are live. Automatic. Hello, everybody. How are you? First chatters are rolling in. Excuse me. Oof. Hello, everybody. Notice me, senpai. Hello. Okay, we're gonna need drop site news. What are they coming after our boy Kyle for? Nice. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. 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 The MAGA movement is officially over. It's gone. It's dead. Nick Fuentes is now the leader of the new movement. The MAGA movement is done, and the America First movement has begun. The America First movement is Nazis. So, the fascists have lost power and are now being replaced with genuine fucking Nazis. And I've told you a million times, there's a very clear distinction between a fascist and a Nazi. Fascism is a tool. Nazis use that tool in order to establish their ideology. Try Folgers Black Silk Coffee, low acid, helps my GERD. I'll check it out, but for now I'm drinking Dunkin'. I know, Trump called a reporter piggy. No, it's over. It's over for Donald, genuinely. I gotta see if I can find this. Hold on. Nick Fuentes says MAGA is over. As you guys know, Nick Fuentes is the face of the Republican Party now. It's no longer Donald Trump, and it's because Nick Fuentes and the rest of those Nazis have taken the MAGA ideology to its logical conclusion, which is Nazism. That's what it is. The MAGA base was okay with insulting attacking every single marginalized group except for one, Jews. And it has nothing to do with Judaism. It has everything to do with the fact that MAGA Republicans, by and large, are beholden to AIPAC. They're beholden to the Israeli shekels that fund their campaigns. And what all Nick Fuentes did was say, okay, well, I'm going to take all of the people that you fucking hate and add one more, which is the Jews. And because of that, he has seemingly made a name for himself as braver than Donald Trump, braver than Ted Cruz, braver than all of these other fucking people. It's fucking crazy. By the way, I'm going to try to go this whole stream without vaping. I got myself some coffee-flavored lip pillows. Dunkin' Donuts coffee, the choice of the only American left. Gotta ask, though, how do you take that coffee? A little bit of milk, a little bit of sugar. Fuentes, that's a real Nazi name. Yeah, I know, it's ironic. It's very ironic. Let me see if I could find this. Drop site news. Nick Fuentes says MAGA is dead. We are Charlie Kirk. We carry the flame, spreading the gospel, all in his name. We are Charlie Kirk. We carry the flame, spreading the gospel, all in his name. Have you guys seen that shit? Have you guys seen that shit? That's just the goofiest shit I did ever see. You guys been seeing that shit? Oh, it's an AI generated song. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it for you. It's so unbelievable. Something went wrong. Oh, did I get banned on TikTok? Did I get banned on TikTok? Hold on. Hold on. Did I get banned? No, I didn't, but you can't look me up. That's so bizarre. Let's see. Let's try refreshing it. Need some topics? No, I know what today's going to be about. Wait, but first I got to show you.
Hey, now that the MAGA movement is dead.
It's this one.
We are Charlie Kirk. We carry the flame.
It's so fucking funny. I gotta see it. Come on, give me the full video. Oh, you bastards. You fucking bastards, bro. You guys are bastards for that. It's so funny. It's so funny.
We are
Look at this.
Charlie Kirk. We carry the flame.
It's so, bro, they don't even make songs about Jesus like that. They don't even make songs about Jesus like that. We are Charlie Kirk. We carry the flame. Spreading the gospel all in his name. It's so fucking good, too. It's so good. So you post this and I drink my drink out of my nose one more time.
We are Charlie Kirk. We carry the flame.
Oh, it's
We
so
are
funny.
Charlie Kirk.
It's so fucking funny, dude. Oh. Iconic, 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 iconic. Clanker bullshit? It is clanker bullshit. It's also so fucking funny. Dude, Nancy Mace, what are you doing? The Clintons have been real quiet this week. You know who else has been real quiet this week? Is Dirty Donnie, bro. And yeah, the Clintons being quiet is not a good look, bro. It's not a good look. That means that they got something to hide, too. Oh, Jesus Christ. So Trump called a reporter piggy.
Dictated a couple of memos to himself. Give me a break. You're going to find out what did he know with respect to Bill Clinton, with respect to the head of Harvard, with respect to all of those people that he knew, including J.P. Morgan Chase.
Sir,
Yeah,
if
Jennifer,
there's
go
nothing
ahead. Go ahead.
incriminating in the file, sir,
Venezuela,
why
sir.
not
Quiet.
saying is
Quiet. Begin.
On Venezuela, sir,
Quiet.
we've had a lot of
Quiet, piggy.
on Venezuela. I know you can't tell us what your next.
That's fucking weird. That's fucking stupid, bro. Did he say anything on, The only healthcare I will support or approve is sending the money directly back to the people with nothing going on to the big, fat, rich insurance companies who have made trillions of dollars and ripped off America long enough. People will be allowed to negotiate and buy their own much better insurance. Power to the people! Congress, do not waste your time and energy on anything else. Is the only way to have a great healthcare in America. Get it done now. Oh, what a dumbass. Anyway. Vote is at 2 p.m. I will be at the gym during that vote.
Because Trump was elected because he was so radical.
Yeah. Okay. We need Trump's approval rating. Bro, he's at, this is from November 18th. This is from today. He's at a 39% approval rating. That is so goddamn low. And this was taken before all of these Epstein files are released. So he's probably going to have a low 30s. Low 30s, bro. Only 33% actually approve of him now? Holy shit. 33. He's at 33. Anything below 33 is the end of his presidency. He'll get fucking removed from office and replaced with J.D. Vance. It is time, guys, to start preparing for the Vance presidency. It is time to start preparing for the Vance presidency, which is going to be a lot worse than the Donald presidency. I can tell you that much. You could ban Peter Griffin. We don't like racists in the chat. Anyway, let's get ready to make a video all about Trump's plummeting approval rating. MAGA tripping today? Yeah, no, they're actually shitting in their fucking pants. All right. I think we're ready to make a video. Trump voters won't listen to Vance. He doesn't need Trump voters. It's over. Guys, there's 3 years left in the term. He doesn't need them. He needed them to get in. They don't need them anymore. All right. See if we can get Nick Fuentes on Twitter too. We're going to be watching a lot of Nick Fuentes today, unfortunately. Ew, Nick Fuentes. Yeah, unfortunately, he is a wildly important person now, so.
Weakling.
All right, so we got a couple of things we're going to pull up. All right. All right, let's start. Let's start. All right. You ready? You ready? Let's get Zoran on the wall. All right, here we go. Here we go. The MAGA movement is dead. The MAGA movement is over. All of you MAGA voters, you're useless. You were useless. All you were needed for was getting Trump in office. And now that he's a lame duck president that blew Bill Clinton, well, it looks like the entire MAGA base is melting down. There's people all over Twitter melting their fucking MAGA merch. They're burning it in pits. We're talking hardcore loyalists, people who voted for Trump 3 times. Burning their hats, burning their flags, burning their fucking hoodies, all of that. And Nick Fuentes, who is the new leader of the alt-right, well, he has declared that MAGA is officially dead. And he posted this video where he makes a lot of valid points. But what's funny is Nick Fuentes is a Nazi. That's not me labeling him a Nazi. He is proudly a Nazi. He says he loves Hitler. He says Hitler did great things. He says that, there's global Jewry that controls the planet. He's a Nazi. This is a guy who denies the Holocaust ever happened. And he also says that if it did happen, 6 million wasn't enough. So what I need you to understand is there are 2 versions of the real patriots, the real Americans. I am a real American. I am a real patriot. Me and Nick Fuentes are the exact same age. We're born in the same year. The problem is that Nick Fuentes will he'll cover himself. He'll disguise himself in the American flag. Meanwhile, he's fucking sig-heiling and goose-stepping underneath it. Now, if you know anything about American history, Americans fought against the Nazis. We do not support Nazis. I don't support bigotry in any shape or form. But the Trump regime, as we know, it has welcomed bigotry. And this is something Nick is going to talk about in this video that I'm going to show you, which is like when Trump became the president, it was sort of, the end of woke, right? The end of PC culture. Remember when Elon went on stage and was like, legalize comedy, legalize comedy. I am become meme. What that meant was you are now allowed to be racist. You are now allowed to insult Arabs. You're allowed to insult black people. You're allowed to insult brown people. You're allowed to be openly racist to non-whites. And the thing is, there is one marginalized group that the Republican Party and Trump and the rest of the fascists are not allowed to insult, and that is the Jewish people. Now, that's not because of Judaism, it's because of Israel, right? Israel owns almost every single Republican politician. They actually have a leash around Donald Trump's neck and own him and walk him around like a little fucking doggy. This is because Jeffrey Epstein was Mossad and they gathered videos, blackmail of Donald Trump fucking children and sucking dick. So Donald Trump is not allowed to do anything that Israel doesn't want him to do. Now, the thing is, Nick Fuentes and the Groypers, who are Nazis, they took this movement to its logical conclusion. They said, well, if you're wildly racist to Arabs and you're wildly racist to blacks and you're wildly racist to brown people, I'm just going to add Jews onto that list, and your own base will flock to me. And that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. And this is why, unfortunately, Nick Fuentes is an important voice in American politics now. He represents the right wing because, as we know, the right wing are Nazis. They are Nazis. It's beyond a shadow of a doubt. We know this. So I want to show you two different videos from Nick Fuentes. One of them is relatively old because Nick has been turning on Trump for a while, but we're gonna start off with this one here. This is from July. I want you to listen to the way that he was talking about Trump in July versus his most recent video yesterday.
And now he says, if you're not on board with the Epstein cover-up, oh, I don't want your support. You're a weakling.
This is when Trump said that any Republican who wants the Epstein files is fake MAGA. So again, to the MAGA voter out there, you're not in a political party, you're in a cult. You're not allowed to want anything other than what the Fuhrer wants. And if you do, he will label you as an enemy, and that's what's going on.
Fuck you. Fuck you. You suck. You are fat. You are a joke.
He's talking about Trump.
You are stupid. You are not funny. You are not as smart as you think you are. You are, and honestly, and if you watch my show, you know I've been very critical. I've never been this far. This just goes to show this entire thing has been a scam.
He's right.
When we look back on the history of populism in America, we are going to look back on the MAGA movement as the biggest scam in American history.
Like, the thing is, why do you have to wait for the future? People with critical thinking and logic, reasonable people like myself, knew it was a scam the entire time. And here's the thing, Nick, I don't believe you. I think you knew it was a scam the entire time as well, and you were riding Trump's coattails to get to the level that you're at right now.
And the liberals were right. The MAGA supporters were had. They were. When we look back in history, we will see Trump as a scam artist.
You don't need to look back in history. He's been a scam artist the whole fucking time.
Who served as a vehicle for this rather than the other way around. We were not the vehicle for Trump. Trump was the vehicle for all of us.
So this was him in July, and what's important, though, is his most recent meltdown. This is about 6 minutes long. We're going to watch it. We're going to break it down. Nick is a Nazi. Yes, he is a Nazi. He's a self-prescribed Nazi. He is a Nazi. This is not like me labeling him as a Nazi. He has labeled himself as a Nazi. He says he loves Hitler. He says Hitler was a great leader. He says the Holocaust never happened, and if it did, it wasn't enough. Now, we're going to watch the way that he has officially declared the end of MAGA. And I know that what we're watching is like some fucking loser-ass gay boy in his mom's basement. By the way, this guy he got his dick sucked by destiny. But at the end of the day, this guy represents the young, uneducated, inbred, fucking Jew-hating, black-hating, brown-hating, Muslim-hating people in this nation who is unfortunately like tens of millions of young white Americans.
Because Trump was elected because he was so radical, so outside the Beltway, so different, so
Also, guys, how many times have I told you that I'm not really as worried about Trump as I am worried about who comes next? I've told you a million times, like, Trump is a fascist, right? But he's not a Nazi. He only sees two colors, green and gold. Nazis use fascism as a tool, and it seems like the America First movement, probably the Adolf Fuhrer fucking movement in reality, they are using the fascism that the Trump regime installed to create a Christian nationalist Nazi nation.
Conventional, so direct and not politically correct. Like, he was elected because we thought he would turn Washington upside down. What can we possibly do to get a different outcome? You elect Bush, you get a war. You elect Obama, you get a war. You elect Trump, you get a war. Biden, a war. So what do we have to do? Who do we actually have to elect to set something right? And then people say, why is Nick Fuentes popular? Why do people say Nick Fuentes should run for president?
It's because you took the MAGA movement to its logical conclusion and you are willing to say that you hate Jews.
I'm not going to run for president, in part because I'm too young. But it's like, why do you think people are embracing this show? Why do you think people are embracing this? Because they will take an edgelord over a sex criminal. They will take an edgelord. Yes, as a matter of fact, they will tolerate a racist. They will tolerate someone who they consider to be odious over somebody who is raping our country and selling out our country and compromised by the worst people in the world to give us war.
Now, here's the thing. When he says he's compromised by the worst people in the world, you would assume that he's talking about Israel. He's not. He's just talking about Jews. He doesn't hate Israel. He hates Jews, okay? There's a huge difference. And also, it is easier to hate Israel and Jews than it is to hate Israel and to not be anti-Semitic. I fucking hate Israel. I have no problem with Jews. I hate all religions equally, okay? I think religion is the downfall of humanity. But this is a man who has very proudly stated that he hates Jews. And don't forget, this same fucking kid had dinner with Trump.
It's the most evil shit imaginable.
Cue up another video.
You're covering up a child sex trafficking ring because you're implicated in it. And the consequence of this is you have to give Israel missiles to murder children by the millions and drag your own country into another war, the very kind of war that you ran to stop. Like, there's layers of evil here. Sex crimes and murder and conspiracy and treachery and deceit. All of it. And people are so disgusted and furious, and they're just, I'm telling you, the people of the country are furious.
Dude, it's funny because he takes what is true and he wraps it in his like fucking anti-Semitic, anti-American rhetoric, right? The MAGA, like the average American who voted for Donald Trump, they just felt their wallet start to hurt and their quality of life go down and nothing changed that made things better for them. And they abandoned Trump when they saw the groceries were going up. But his loyalists, his true cultists are now starting to abandon ship. Not because Donald Trump is a lame duck president, he is, but because Donald Trump has not gone far enough. Nick Fuentes has said, like, oh, Trump sucks. He's deporting 300,000 people a year. He means that that's not enough. He wants millions of people deported every year. He thinks that Donald Trump is not fascist enough. This is the monster that you need to be far more afraid of than the fat fuck in the Oval.
Think I'm angry? I'm at least a little cheerful. The people of this country are furious. They are beside themselves. How much longer and how much more of this do you think people will tolerate? How much more of it do you think people will take? How many more weird school shootings and weird assassination attempts, sex trafficking rings, wars? How much more of this do you think people will take? How many more dead Charlie Kirks, weird stuff going on around that? How much more of that do you think people can take before they're ready to vote for something really radical? Something destabilizing. That's where this is all going.
That's what he is. That's what he is. He is the furthest to the right that you can get.
All of it. You know, we want a fucking country. We don't want to be invaded by 10 million illegals in 4 years. We don't want to go to war with Iran over fake nuclear weapons.
But you are okay with going to war with Venezuela. This is a guy who also recently said he fully supports the war in Venezuela, but he doesn't support foreign wars. He said that because Venezuela is in our backyard. He literally said this, that he supports foreign wars in South America because that's our backyard and we should own all the Americas. South America, North America. He wants to own everything from Canada down to fucking Argentina.
We don't want a government that's apparently in bed with child sex traffickers. Is it too much to ask? Are those unreasonable demands? Am I a Nazi?
Yes, you are, bro. You have said it yourself. You have said you are a Nazi. You have said that you love Adolf Hitler. You have said this stuff.
For saying this? Seriously. 10 million illegals in 4 years? A war with Iran over nuclear weapons that don't even exist. Is that a joke?
You see what he's doing, guys? He is wrapping his Nazi ideology in populist thinking. Nick is vis crolenti. Nick is the antithesis of me, right? We do the same thing, which is to gather young men and young women, and I'm okay with young transgender people. He's not. And we try to explain to them that there is a better way forward. I am the far left. I believe that the better way forward is collectivism. It's populism. It's like decisions that benefit the people rather than the billionaires. Nick is pro-billionaire. He said this before, that he hates poor people. He has said that. He goes, I hate poor people. I'd rather hang out with a rich person. Nick hates black people. Nick hates the average American. He thinks that they're fucking disgusting. This is a guy who went to Mar-a-Lago and had dinner with Trump. He is not one of you. He will role play as one of us, but he is not one of us.
Epstein files being buried. Aren't you the guy that was going to stop all this? Who are you? It's like, what is this, Bill Clinton and George Bush put together? I mean, we elected Trump as a repudiation of the legacy of all these presidents. He's all of them rolled into one. He's a warmonger like Bush. He's a sex criminal like Bill Clinton. He's demented like Joe Biden. We elected him to repudiate these presidents. He's all of them put together. And we can't even deport illegal aliens. We're deporting anti-Semites.
See what I'm saying? This is a guy who thinks that we haven't gone far enough with ICE, okay? He is not one of us.
America's a sleeping giant, and this is why we want to wake up the country. The country's furious. There's anger. There's so much potential energy in the country. And all it's going to take, watch. It's going to be a crisis. It'll be maybe a mass casualty event, economic meltdown, World War III will pop off, whether it's in the Taiwan Strait or it's in Iran or it's, but the war is coming. All of these things are hurtling towards us, and then it's going to explode, and a sleeping giant will wake up. America will wake up. And I just hope that we have a benevolent tyrant.
A benevolent, like he's telling you to your face, this guy doesn't support democracy. The guy wants a tyrant. He probably wants himself as that fucking tyrant. Guys, like, how do people watch this shit and they're on board with having a fucking tyrant?
I just hope that whoever that tyrant is, whoever emerges, whether it will be of the left or of the right, I just hope that tyrant will be benevolent, because that's kind of the last card.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because there's been benevolent tyrants throughout a history. Yeah, guys, because there's ever been a benevolent tyrant. Are you out of your fucking mind, you stupid gay boy?
That we have to play here is like, what if everything blew up and some forceful warlord seized power, like we're at French Revolution levels of chaos and dysfunction, the late Tsarist Russia levels of dysfunction. That's clearly where this is headed. And by the way, I don't say this because I want that to happen. I don't say this because I think that will be good.
Yes, you do. Why don't you say it with your fucking chest, you pussy ass bitch?
I think it will be horrifying. And I think it's preventable. But Trump was the opportunity to stop all this, and it didn't happen. So I say that with great sadness and wariness. But I feel like that's where we're headed. I've been telling you that.
Brother, you were the champion for Donald. Do you guys remember when, I'm pretty sure Nick Fuentes, he was the guy who was famous for that whole rant where he was like, your body, my choice, the day that Trump won the inauguration? Like, bro, you were fully bought in. You were fully fucking bought in. Kat says, dude's a Nazi. Anyone who watches him and agrees with his talking points is also probably a Nazi or very effing stupid. Yes. Well, the thing is, I'm going to go with the latter, because what you are watching, and this is why I'm showing you this, I'm trying to get you to understand, is that he is wrapping populist thinking in Nazism, right? He is saying things that everybody understands, which is Donald Trump is a lame duck president. Donald Trump made all of these promises and he didn't meet them. Donald Trump is a fascist, right? The thing is, he is okay with Donald Trump being a fascist. He just doesn't think that he's gone far enough. That's what this is. The America First movement, the Nick Fuentes movement, is not a branch off of MAGA. It is the next step for MAGA. He is the future of the Republican Party. And we know this.
If they weren't threatened by this, they wouldn't be saying these things. If they were not scared to death about us taking over the institutions, they wouldn't be sounding the alarms right now. They wouldn't be blackmailing Heritage to fire all the Groypers. They wouldn't be telling Heritage to snitch on all the Groypers. They wouldn't be doing it in these organizations and in the admin. Gavin Wax wouldn't blow up his spot doxing those guys if they weren't worried about this. They are, and they're paranoid, and they're fucking black-pilled, and I love it. And you should love it too. These DC creatures, these consultants, these think tank nerds, these fucking dorks and losers, these out-of-touch theater kids and student council presidents,
Bro, you're a fucking theater kid. Be so goddamn for real.
these fucking punks, they are miserable. There's a sense of dread. It has captured them because they know that MAGA is dead.
What is a Groyper? A Groyper is a Nazi, okay? Nick Fuentes is the leader of the so-called Groypers, right? It's a organization or a group that he started, I think it was in like the the early 2010s. And they would do things like follow Charlie Kirk around and follow around Ben Shapiro. And their whole point was that they believed that the Republican Party was pussyfooting around like hatred of Jews, and that they were bought out by Israel, and that they were okay with hating marginalized people unless they were Jewish. That's what the entire Groyper movement is. It's specifically young, involuntarily celibate. That's what incel stands for. So like young men who cannot have sex because no woman wants them, who have channeled their rage and energy into hating women and minorities. That's the entire fucking Groyper movement.
It's dead. It has failed. It is a disappointment. The mass deportations, they're not happening. America.
Dude, see what I'm saying? Mass deportations are happening. In his eyes, it's not enough. He wants 20 million people deported in a fucking year, which you cannot do without just violent military rule, no due process, concentration camps. That is what this movement is.
First foreign policy, they forgot all about it. Approval ratings in the toilet. Epstein files covered up. Blue wave just happened.
Everything he's saying is correct. The approval rating, I think I did have it queued up. Trump's approval rating is at 36%, or sorry, 33%. And that doesn't take into account that today, Tuesday, November 18th, we have the Epstein files being released. The vote is happening in a couple hours at like 2 p.m. His approval rating is going to plummet even more. But, well, here's the thing. The FBI has scrubbed Trump's name off of like every fucking page of the Epstein files. Plus, they reopened the investigation. So there's not really going to be many files that are released because it's an ongoing investigation now. But the Epstein files, which we already know, you could search through it. Trump's name is on the Epstein files over like 1,200 times in these 22,000 documents that were released. And it's only coming in more and more and more. But Trump being at like a 36% approval rating is the death rattles of his campaign. It's the death rattles. It's over. It's absolutely fucking over for Donald Trump. And unfortunately, that means it's the beginning for people like this.
But the Groypers are jubilant. The Groypers are triumphant because the Groypers are winning. We're the only ones having fun. All these MAGA people, all these heritage Americans, all these people saying, hey, patriot, hey, patriot. Are you trusting the plan? These people have been humiliated ritualistically by this administration. All that exuberance from the Cruel Kids table cover, all the exuberance from the election crashed on the rocks on the shore of reality, which is that your guy is owned by Israel, but we are
He's correct.
winning. We are ascendant. The energy is with us. We're having fun. Now we're always smiling. Now we're the ones laughing.
Dude, they're painting their hatred of Jews in hatred of Israel. You've seen this a million times where you're like talking about like some fucked up shit that Israel has done, and somebody joins the conversation. They're like, yeah, man, these fucking Jews. And you're like, bro, what? And this is why I've said a million times that Benjamin Netanyahu supports anti-Semitism. He does, because the more people that are anti-Semitic, the rise of people like Nick Fuentes, it gives Benjamin Netanyahu validity. Because Netanyahu always says, he's like, Israel is the Jewish people. We represent the Jewish people worldwide. When we bombed that hospital, we did it in the name of Judaism. And then people like Nick will blame the actions of a cruel apartheid genocidal government, such as Israel's, and say that is the action of all Jews, right? That increases anti-Semitism. That gives Netanyahu even more validity, where he says, now do you see the rise of anti-Semitism in America? This is why we need the Jewish state.
Now we have the energy. And they're upset because they know that. To add insult to injury, these guys like Patrick Casey, they're left making excuses. Hey guys, don't be anti-Israel. They're getting motherfucking destroyed in the replies. It's over for them. You had your chance. You had your chance. We tried it your way. It didn't work. Now we're going to try it our way.
And then I got one more to show you. This is important. This is from, I think, 3 days ago. This is really the final nail in the coffin when it comes to the MAGA movement. Now, again, I know that you're looking at this and you're like, dude, this is some like feckless, pubertyless little fucking gay boy sitting in his mom's basement. How can he represent the Republican Party? That's what the Republican Party is. That is what it is. Disenfranchised white Christian men who blame minorities and women and Jews for all of the problems in their life that are unironically the fault of capitalism. The reason why you can't afford a house is because of capitalism, not because of global Jewry.
This is now the dichotomy. You have MAGA on the one side.
See, this is a MAGA hat. This is Nick's fucking hat. And trust me, you are going to start to see far more America First merch than you are going to see MAGA merch.
And what does this even stand for anymore? You got MAGA on one side. What does that even mean? Make America great for who? Make it great for Israel, Indian immigrants, Chinese students, illegal immigrant farm workers. Make America great again for them. Make Israel great. Make America great for the global empire, defense contractors, big pharma.
Dude, like everything you're saying are leftist talking points. And you somehow miss the entire fucking ball and go, it's the goddamn Jews. Bro, everything you're saying is hyper-capitalist. Everything you're saying is people choosing the profit margins over the people. And yet, by the way, there has never been a right-wing group that supported the people. There's never been an authoritarian right-wing ruler that made the lives of the average man better. They have only ever benefited the 1%, the in-group, the business owners, the giant conglomerations. Who the fuck do you think was profiting in Nazi Germany? The average German? No! Volkswagen was. I mean, even fucking Ford was when he was selling cars in Germany. Bayer Aspirin, right? All of these giant conglomerations, they were the ones who were making money, not the fucking people.
Wall Street, Silicon Valley, Palantir. You got MAGA on the one side, and like I said, Brandy Fine, Lindsey Graham, Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz.
Ted Cruz is running for president in 2028, by the way, which shouldn't even be allowed because Ted Cruz is a Canadian guy. Ted Cruz, again, I say this a lot, look it up if you don't believe me, he is a Canadian named Raphael. That is Ted Cruz's real name. His name is Raphael Cruz, Raphael Edward Cruz, and he was born in Calgary, Canada.
And then on the other side, you got America First. No ambiguity, no ifs, ands, or buts. What does that mean? America First.
No, it fucking doesn't, dude. You don't stand for America First. You stand for billionaires first and fuck all the Jews. That's what you fucking stand for.
Americans first. America only. America First is our credo. Americanism, not globalism, is the credo. Tucker, Fuentes, Candace, Marjorie, Thomas Massey, Dan
Oh my God, dude, you're standing with Thomas Massey. Thomas Massey's a fucking libertarian, dude.
Bilzerian, Myron.
Dan Bilzerian.
Jake.
Myron Gay. Are we talking about the Fresh and Fit? Oh my God, dude, he's literally just gonna start naming people that hate Jews. That's what he's doing. Wait.
The credo. Tucker, Fuentes, Candace, Marjorie, Thomas Massey, Dan Bilzerian.
Dude, he's literally naming people who hate Jews. I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene, famous for saying that Jewish space lasers melted Hawaii. Dan Bilzerian, who questions that the Holocaust ever happened and hides his anti-Semitism and anti-Israeli sentiment.
Myron, Jake Shields.
Myron, dude, those guys are literally, they just say how much they hate women and Jews on their show every fucking day because they're closeted homosexuals.
Lucas Gage, all the greats, all the usual suspects. That's the question. Aiden Ross, Sneeko.
Aiden Ross and Sneeko? Brother, you need to rephrase. If you really want people on your side, you need to rephrase that shit. If there are people in here who are actually fans of Aiden Ross and Sneeko, please fucking leave. I don't like having children watch me.
Yay.
Yay. Yay. Brother, Ye has a famous song where he screams Heil Hitler.
This is the dichotomy. What are you for? Are you with America first or are you with MAGA? I think after this month, after this year, 2025 is the year that MAGA died.
He's correct.
This is the year that this hat is no longer controversial. The hat is not edgy.
Now, the thing is, he understands that the MAGA base are cultists, and all they have to do is get rid of that hat and get this one. Replace their fat orange cult leader with their skinny gay twink cult leader. This isn't like a wake-up call for MAGA. This is just them jumping off of one ship and jumping onto another. They still will not think for themselves.
The hat is not provocative. It doesn't even mean anything. This hat is dead. This hat is dead. Now, metaphorically speaking. And this is the future. America first is the future.
For the Republican Party, he's correct. Nazism is quite literally the way forward for the Republican Party.
Explicit, unambiguous, direct, actually has denotative meaning. America first is the credo. This is now.
All right, so listen, we've been, I got to show you the MAGA stuff burning. MAGA is dead. They've been burning their fucking MAGA hats, right? We've got this on November 12th. MAGA then, Epstein files are going to prison. Apology, MAGA now. Israel's our greatest ally. It will be even going to go to the legal because $2,000 gives me that. We should do regime change in Venezuela and Iran. Well, this one, Nick actually supports. Nick fully supports regime change in Venezuela. But yeah, no, I mean, we're watching.
Be a country like what we have right now.
What's this?
There's never going to be a country like what we have right now.
And does that
the
mean
Republicans have to talk about it, Laura.
And does that mean the H-1B visa thing will not be a big priority for your administration? Because if you want to raise wages for American workers, you can't flood the country with tens
Oh, this is when he says that we don't have any talent in this nation.
of thousands or hundreds of
I
thousands
agree,
of foreign
but
workers.
you also do have to bring in talent. When
Well, we
a
have
country
plenty of talented people
No, you
here.
don't. No, you don't.
We don't.
And just so you know, when he said, like, we have plenty of talent in this nation, he goes, no, you don't. No, you don't. That is the truth. We don't have talented laborers in this nation, at least when it comes to, like, the new age of technology. There's a reason why we bring over Korean workers to train everybody in, like, these manufacturing jobs. It's because Americans, by and large, are wildly uneducated. And it costs a lot of money to create people who are trained in these specialized positions, right? Like with AI or with autonomous shit. And we don't have those people. If you want to have an American workforce, you're going to need H-1B visa workers to come over here and train us. And also, I fully support bringing over the most talented people from all over the planet and having them here participating in our economy rather than other people's. Why wouldn't you fucking want that?
Have talented people here.
No, you don't have certain talents, and people have to learn. You can't take people off an unemployment line and say, I'm going to put you into a factory where we're going to make missiles, or I'm going to put
How do we ever do it?
He's literally correct. He's literally correct. You can't just grab people off an unemployment line, some like unemployed 22-year-old kid without a college degree, and throw him into a Lockheed Martin factory. This isn't fucking 1940.
Before.
Well, let
When
me
you
just,
and I were
I'll give you
growing
an
up.
example. In Georgia, they raided because they wanted illegal immigrants out.
It says they. Bro, this was at your orders. Well, the thing is, you are not really the president. You have Stephen Miller running the show in the background. So I do believe he probably had nothing to do. Or actually, no, he probably did have something to do with the raid on on all of the South Koreans. But I bet you he didn't know the details of what was going to happen.
They had people from South Korea that made
Hyundai.
batteries all their lives. You know, making batteries are very complicated. It's not an easy thing and very dangerous. A lot of explosions, a lot of problems.
What the fuck are you talking about, dude?
They had like 500 or 600 people, early stages, to make batteries and to teach people how to do it. Well, they wanted them to get out of the country. You're going to need that, Laura. I mean, I know you.
It's, you see, we're not going to watch this whole thing, but it is shit like this has brought about the end of the fucking MAGA movement, okay? You know, it was inevitable. It was inevitable. You can't just kick the rock down the road forever. Eventually, people are going to see the prices of their groceries going up. They're going to see the prices of gasoline going up. They're going to see their quality of life drop. They're going to see their insurance premiums triple. They're going to see the lack of food stamps. Everybody can feel the hurt right now. There's nobody who doesn't feel the hurt except for the billionaires, like Donald, which is why I believe he actually thinks we're doing well. He has never felt any of the hurt throughout his entire life. He's never felt any sort of economic pressure. He's never had to worry about like choosing between groceries and paying the bills. He's never had to worry about that stuff. So yeah, I mean, the MAGA movement is dead. The America First movement led by Nick Fuentes, which is just Nazis hiding themselves wrapped up in the American flag while they goose step down Pennsylvania Ave. They're on the rise. And I've told you before, and I'll tell you again, Donald Trump is a fascist, but he's not a Nazi. Nick Fuentes and the Groypers, they are Nazis, and they will be using the fascist authoritarian regime that Trump installed as a weapon. That was always the game plan. J.D. Vance was the real choice. J.D. Vance is the real tech feudalist. You know, he surrounds himself with people like Peter Thiel and Curtis Yarvin. This is how they bring about the real tech feudalist society. We're fucked, folks. But hope is alive because at least you got people like me. If Nick Fuentes is the same exact age as me, which I believe he is, born in 1997, and he's a representative of the right, I'm not too afraid, okay? Because, I mean, the guy looks like a fucking used cum rag. I'm Chris Valenti. This is the Valenti VOD. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It costs you nothing, and it helps me immensely. If you're here live, you stay. We're going to keep on going. If you're watching this pre-recorded on YouTube, do me one last favor. Click that video right over there. It's a banger. And I know bangers. Crazy shit. We're going to keep on going before we make the thumbnail, guys. We're just going to keep on... what the fuck is this? What the fuck? Nancy Mace posted this? Dude, why do they all just follow Trump in tow? Some AI-generated video of her shitting on America? You're a disgusting slut, Nancy Mace. You're a disgusting whore. What the fuck is up with this goddamn nation?
I call my counterpart. So what am I to do as a leader in a situation like this? I call my counterpart in the Senate, Leader Thune, and I talked him through this with him and shared our deep concerns. And of course, they share those concerns as well. And so I'm very confident that when this moves forward in the process, if and when it is processed in the Senate, which there's no certainty that that will be, that they will take the time methodically to do what we have not been allowed to do in the House, to amend this discharge petition and to make sure that these protections are there. The authors of the discharge did not allow us to do that here. That's the rules here. But in the Senate, they can correct it.
So what they want to do is blur out all of the names in the Epstein files. They literally want to redact the names of Donald Trump and every single Republican and leave in the names of the Democrat leaders. We may end up seeing that later today. We may end up seeing this like weird version of the Epstein files. Oh, it's incredible. It's incredible how fucked this nation is. It's actually a fucking joke. This is a joke of a nation. For real. Boom, bum, 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 bum. And then also Trump spoke at like a McDonald's summit yesterday, representing fucking America perfectly, just speaking on under the behest of McDonald's. See what ACYN has. I did. We covered the Gold Bar and Rolly yesterday.
If you can have this honest conversation about Epstein now, let's just go ahead with this lame duck president and be honest about everything that the American people care about. They care about affordability. They care about the fact that literally people are starving in this country because we have 42 million people, and I don't remember any one of you during that almost 2-month break deciding to go on faux news or any other news outlet and say, you know what, it is wrong to have 42 million people that are relying on $6 a day to eat, and we have the money because somehow our president was able to find under the couch cushion, the one that JD wasn't sitting on.
Jasmine, are you out of your fucking mind, sweetheart? Are you out of your mind? Are you poking the bear? Are you saying JD fucks couches on the Senate floor? Are you out of your mind?
Under the couch cushion, he was able to find 40
to give it Argentina.
Find to send to Argentina. 40, there we go. 40 billion to send to Argentina. But those emergency funds, he couldn't find them emergency funds so that Americans could eat. So listen, if y'all are gonna be honest and talk about Epstein right now, let's be honest about everything that is causing y'all to lose real bad. Did y'all see the election results on November 4th? It didn't go very well. So let's just start having honest conversations so that hopefully some of y'all in some of these tight seats.
Yo, you know what we might see today too is between like 60 and 100 Republicans might turn on Donald Trump to release the Epstein files, unironically. Like, I genuinely think today will be known, November 18th, as the end of the MAGA movement. The end of him having just, excuse me, never-ending support. You guys think Bubba's the reason why Trump craps himself? No, but I do bet you that when Trump farts, it comes out like an echo. You know, like guaranteed, guaranteed. Chris, your donation pop-ups are not working. It should work now. I mean, I just reset it. It should work now. I don't know what the fuck that's about. Alert box. It was on. It should be working. Sorry about that. Try it again, I guess. Oh. Sorry, guys. I don't know what that's about. The lack of pop-ups. That's not normal. What's with Democrats and feces and vulgar humor? Do you mean Republicans? Because those are the ones who keep on posting videos of them literally defecating on the American people from jets. There's now 2 conservatives who have posted videos of them shitting, literally defecating on the American people from a jet. Kittensworth just became a member for 5 months. See, I told you I fixed it. Thank you, Kittensworth. I appreciate that. 5 months. Already feeling more radical. We love to hear it. We love to hear that, folks. Huge fan. Huge fan.
Move just on.
Thank you for the $10 donation. I appreciate that, Trevor.
Just on.
Did that pop up? It did pop up, right? I just didn't see it.
His spotlight that he's put on this, but then again, I just can't overemphasize to have Nicki Minaj, to have the kind of pop culture and civil society saying.
Johnson ran against 2 other Republicans. No Dem entered the race. Also, can I sit on your? You're a freak. You're a freak. You're a freak.
His spotlight that he's put on this, but then again, I just can't overemphasize to have Nicki Minaj, to have the kind of pop culture and civil.
Mark Epstein had an interview on News Nation. I'll check it out. Hold on.
Enough is enough. Christians are the most persecuted religion around the world, but
where is this Christian persecution that we speak of? It just does not exist.
Do you acknowledge that by voting for this discharge petition today, that is a reversal for you, that you could have put this on the floor months ago and may not have even needed to have a discharge petition if you had supported it months ago?
It's not a reversal, as I just explained. We had big problems with the discharge from the moment it was filed. We talked with the authors. There was lots of people that went and pleaded with them to fix it so that everybody could be together, because we've been for maximum transparency. But again, there's a reason you have rules and processes here to
Is it
ensure
$10, Kane?
that this is not done haphazardly. And I was not.
Palestinian Christians are being persecuted? Yeah, not because they're Christian, because they're Palestinian. They're having bombs dropped on their head because they live in Palestine.
Not satisfied with that. But I've been for maximum transparency from the very beginning. We want.
No, the fuck you haven't, dude. You have been withholding the Epstein files for like 10 years.
The process to play out. So yes.
Capture the true essence of the bill.
I'm going to vote to move this forward. I think it could be close to a unanimous vote because everybody here, all the Republicans, want to go on record to show they're for maximum transparency, but they also want to note that we're demanding that this stuff get corrected before it is ever moves through the process and is completed.
Oh, you want the Epstein files corrected before they're... Dude, they literally just want to scrub the names of every single Republican off of these files. Oh, it's so predictable.
National security, all right. Number 5. National security concerns, okay? The discharge requires the Attorney General to release within 30 days, quote, classified information to the maximum extent possible. This ignores the principle that declassification should always rest, and always has rested, with the agency that originated the intelligence. Why? So that they can protect their critical sources and methods. It is incredibly dangerous to demand that officials or employees of the DOJ declassify materials that originated in other agencies, in intelligence agencies. All right? Number 5.
So they really are going to do everything they can to prevent these goddamn files from being released. Let's see if Trump posted anything on Truth Social yet. Nah, I said some stupid shit about his healthcare plan. Or actually his lack of a healthcare plan.
Traitor. I was called a traitor by a man that I fought for 6 years for. And I gave him my loyalty for free. I won my first election without his endorsement, beating 8 men in a primary.
By the way, guys, she's definitely running for president. She's definitely running for president.
And I've never owed him anything, but I fought for him for the policies and for America first. And he called me a traitor for standing with these women and refusing to take my name off the discharge petition. Let me tell you what a traitor is. A traitor is an American that serves foreign countries.
Holy shit, she's about to call him a fucking traitor.
Themselves. A patriot is an American that serves the United States of America and Americans like the women standing behind me. And I want to tell you that this only became possible today because the American people, whom we serve as representatives here in Congress, demanded that this vote happen, and they put more pressure on every single elected politician in this city than has ever been put on them. And today you are going to see probably a unanimous vote in the House to release the Epstein files, but the real fight will happen after that.
Yeah, so by the way, MTG, like you heard Nick Fuentes say that like he fully supports Marjorie Taylor Greene. Fuentes and the Groypers helped Marjorie get into power. She is definitely going to run for president.
Years old. At just 16 years old,
I think this is Virginia Giuffre's brother.
She took a job at Mar-a-Lago, believing she had secured a dream summer position. But that dream quickly morphed into a nightmare when Ghislaine Maxwell preyed upon her innocence. This isn't just the story of one girl. It's a story about the insidious nature of power and abuse. A dark chapter in our society that must be told. Virginia was no stranger to trauma. In her memoir, Nobody's Girl, She shares the painful truth that she had already suffered abuse at the hands of our father.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus Christ. I didn't know that. Oh, what a brutal life this girl lived. This girl was being sexually abused by her father and then escaped by getting a job, what seemed like a dream job, just to get fucking abused there. Jesus Christ.
And a family friend.
Oh my God, dude. Jesus Christ.
But what happened next was unfathomable. Epstein and Maxwell didn't just abuse her, they trafficked her to a network of the rich and powerful. Princes, prime ministers, politicians, financiers, and lawyers. These men committed unspeakable acts against her will, and against the will of countless survivors who stand united with us today.
Good God, bro. I mean, this shit is just like the state of American politics is the president sucks dick. Our government is a whole bunch of sex trafficking pedophiles, and we're going to go bomb a foreign nation. That's the state of American politics right now. It's a fucking joke. Oh my God, we got this beanie hat wearing fucking loser. Yo, Tim Pool, I hope you ever see this. You are such a fucking loser. Please take off that beanie for 5 seconds and show everyone your fuck ass hair.
But I do think it's a big distraction, and Democrats are getting caught up in something. Some have suggested Trump is doing this on purpose. Rope-a-dope, tell him to come in. Oh no, the Epstein thing's a hoax. They tackled this issue, and then Trump focuses on tariffs. He focuses on immigration. The American people at the kitchen table aren't talking about Epstein. They're talking about grocery prices, and as you already pointed out, they're down.
Somebody goes, make them all broke, Black Friday blackout. I hate to be listen, I live in reality, so I'm just going to tell you the truth. That's not going to do anything. Let's just say, hypothetically, there was a national blackout. There won't be. But let's just say there were. That would do nothing at all. At all.
I mean, they're still high, but they're coming down, and I think that's what's going to win a midterm election.
Yeah, and he's now real focused on it, especially after the last elections in these blue states. Kind of a wake-up call. And
Dude, everyone on the oh my God, yeah, he spoke at this fucking stupid ass McDonald's summit, dude. This is the epitome of America. This is the epitome of America.
A great stock market is great for everybody, including 401ks. You know, the 401ks hit the highest number that they've ever.
Oh, his throat hurts because he's been sucking so much Bubba cock.
Been 2 days ago, and that's a lot of people. So they understand what's going on, and we're going to make the American dream.
And no, realistically, no, his voice is like that because he has been screaming at the top of his lungs about this Epstein thing.
That 2 words that you didn't have. You didn't have those 2 words. Remember when Biden said, it's all about 3 words, the American dream. You don't want to ever get in that situation. Remember that? That was not good. It's all about 3 words, American dream.
American dream is 2 words.
Oh, you bring them.
Probably has like a laundry at your house for about 36 hours, and then you will send me back the list of words that will be banned.
Oh, you bring them over. Bring them over,
brain
brother.
rot among these kids, the
Bring 'em over.
6-7, the Sigma, the whatever. Ban it all. I'm just telling you. Every parent out there knows all this stuff. It's terrible. So good for the school. So here's mine.
What the hell is Sigma?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what it is. They say it all the time.
Oh, Jesus. All right, should we make a thumbnail? Should we make a thumbnail? I think we should. Thumbnail time. Thummy time. I could be your Sigma, baby. I could goon away the pain. I could be your Sigma, baby. I could goon away the pain. Looking handsome, Chris. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right, we're going to need a pic of Nick Fuentes for this. I can be on your baby. Nick Fuentes yelling. We need a better picture of Nick Fuentes. You'd be perfect in a mafia movie? Thanks, appreciate that. Did you cover anything before Fuentes? No, not really. Save image. Episode 296. Rename. Low key, you're a good singer. Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate that a lot. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, we're going to need to put in. Now we're going to need weak Trump. That's a great one for it.我们是常有在是心上，顾着来要长好老就有，让我们清楚里去是样样之心有，我们是长处里去欣赏。Okay, we got that. Now we need me. MAGA is dead. The end of MAGA. Goodbye, Trump. Hello, Hitler. Alrighty. The end of MAGA. Goodbye, Trump. Hello, Hitler. And MAGA is dead. All right, we're going to call this MAGA is officially dead. Republicans fully embrace Nazism under their new leader, Nick Fuentes. I told you that Trump was just a placeholder for what comes next. This is what comes next. Nope, there is no AI generated content. See how it starts. All right, it needs a slight tweak. Oh, he noted it yesterday? Thank you. Hell yeah. For sending Kyle notifications like that. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. The MAGA movement is dead. Alrighty, that's good to go. Let me make an advertisement for TikTok. Yo, so wait, real quick, guys. Pretend you're Kyle Kalinske. Pretend you're a content creator and you want to reach out to me. How do you think they're going to do that? You think he's going to DM me on Instagram? Do you think I should have like an email? Do I have an email in my bio or anything where you guys could reach out? Like, I don't know what I should do when it comes to that. Should I like have like a business email or something? In my he knows who you are? Yeah, I know, but if he reached out, how would I find that? How would I find his reach out? You know what I'm saying? Let's see. I have a business email, guys. I have a business email. I just don't know if it's like a customized channel. Oh, I got it. I'm going to put it here. Business email, Chris Valenti at humidity.studio. Okay. Publish. There we go. Slight change. Easy change. I get too many DMs to check them all, too. All right, let me make this advertisement.
So y'all know that list.
Okay. Okay. So the MAGA movement is dead. It's gone. It's over. MAGA is completely fucking over. Oh, wait, hold on. I have to... All right, hold on. So the MAGA movement is dead. It's gone. It's fucking over. And it's being replaced by the America First movement, which is just fucking Nazis under their new tiny little fucking prepubescent gay boy Fuhrer known as Nick Fuentes. I have a whole new video covering this, how Nick Fuentes and all these MAGA people are burning their MAGA merch. They're moving into just embracing Nazism full time. And this makes sense because Nick Fuentes is the logical conclusion of what MAGA is. MAGA was okay with just being cruel to brown people, black people, Muslims, gays, trans people, right? But there was one group that MAGA was not allowed to criticize. You know exactly who I'm talking about, and it's because they were receiving AIPAC dollars. Nick Fuentes decided, and it was very simple, he said, well, all I'm going to do is take what you're doing and go one step further because, well, he's not bought out by Israel, right? Now, the thing is that Nick Fuentes doesn't actually hate Israel. He hates Jews. And he is covering himself with the American flag while he goose steps his way down Pennsylvania Ave, and all of these inbred hicks are going to buy it because they're not capable of thinking for themselves. So when I say the MAGA movement is over, it does not mean that the cult is over. The cult will take off their red hat and put on their blue hat. They will stop praising their fat orange Fuhrer, and they will start praising their skinny twink Fuhrer, Nick Fuentes. This is the end of MAGA, the beginning of America First. This is why I've been telling you a million fucking times that you don't need to be as afraid of Donald Trump as you do need to be afraid of what comes next. And that is American Nazism. So the MAGA movement is dead. MAGA is over. Here we go. Get that on TikTok. Oh yeah, I heard about that. That Mark Epstein did an interview on News Nation where he said that they're culling the files right now. They're getting Trump's name out of it. Mark Epstein, News Nation.
Mark, I explained to people that you want to keep it on the phone because you're afraid of what's been done and threatened
this is Epstein's
to you
brother.
And your family. So I appreciate you sticking your head up to have this conversation.
That's okay. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right. Mark, just, easy suggestion. This back and forth with
Jesus
Jeffrey.
Christ, that mustache looks fucking terrible on you, you greaseball dago wop. Cut that shit off.
Where he tells you that Bannon is with him, and you say, oh, great, ask him if Putin still has photos of Donnie T, I'm assuming President Trump, with blowing, which we all know what that means, Bubba.
Let me stop you here. I'm not discussing that email. This is a private email between Jeffrey and myself. There's two brothers talking. It's nobody's business what we wrote. The only thing I responded to is because people got crazy with the Bubba reference and they tried to pin it on Clinton. So I made a public statement that it was not any reference to Bill Clinton. I like Bill Clinton, and I'm sorry for him.
Okay, well then if Bubba wasn't Bill Clinton, Bubba must be Ghislaine Maxwell's horse. So did Trump suck a horse's cock? That's the logical conclusion here.
That he had to go through that. But the email had nothing to do with Clinton, and that's my last word on that email. What I do want to talk about is I've been recently told the reason they're going to be releasing these things and the reason for the flip is that they're sanitizing these files. There's a facility in Winchester, Virginia, where they're scrubbing the files to take Republican names out of it.
They already told us this a while back, guys. They already said that. We already knew that they were scrubbing the files to remove the names of every Republican and Donald Trump. They're only leaving the names of Democrats on there. That's the whole point of it. And dude, the worst part is Republicans are going to buy that shit. They're gonna buy that shit hook, line, and sinker. They're gonna go, see, we told you Donald didn't do anything wrong. We told you he didn't do anything wrong. It was Bill Clinton.
That's what I was told by a pretty good source. And my main focus.
Look, do you believe that? Do you believe? Hold on, Mark, hold on a second. two things. One,
Well, I believe that,
if you don't
yes.
want to talk about it,
I don't have a
all
lot
right.
of time.
Obviously,
The
you
thing I wanna
believe it.
talk
You just
about-
said it. But all right.
The
But
thing I
Mark,
wanna
hold on a
talk
second. Let me
about
ask you a question.
is Jeffrey did not commit suicide. That's my focus. I don't care about the files. Jeffrey's dead. So I don't care of the implications of the files. That's other people's problems. My brother did not commit suicide, and we're finding more information to prove that he didn't commit suicide. So the question becomes, who killed him? Well, who had him killed?
Donald Trump did. We're not stupid. Donald Trump had Jeffrey Epstein killed. Brother, this is your own brother. You fucking know this, dude. There were 4 leaders of the pedophile cabal. Jean-Luc Brunel, John Casablancas, Jeffrey Epstein, and Donald Trump. 3 are dead, 1 is president. Fucking put the pieces together, dipshit.
I mean, Bill Barr is key to this cover. He's come up with so much bullshit, okay, and lies, demonstrable, provable lies, okay, that either he's...
Dude, Chris Cuomo was such a bad fucking interviewer. Just let the guy spew. Let him talk.
Covering it up or he's stupid. What?
All right. So one thing at a time. We've discussed the fact that you don't think your brother killed himself on the Chris Cuomo Project on my podcast. People can go check out that
Of course, you got to fucking shill your own shitty podcast, you dumb dago.
Conversation. You know, the head of the FBI and his number 2, both of who used to suggest exactly what you are, says now that they've looked at everything, there is no proof that it was anything but suicide. Kash Patel, Dan Bongino.
Yeah, it's Kash Patel and Dan Bongino. Anything they say is a fucking lie.
Stop right there. They didn't look at anything. There was never a suicide-capable a homicide-capable investigation done. They called it a suicide early on to stop the investigation. If you read the DOJ report, it's all about the screw-ups in the jails. Cameras not working, guards not doing their job. It doesn't address the issue of the cause of his death. And it was misrepresented as a suicide because they didn't want to investigate. And more information.
So you're accusing the head of the FBI in this administration of a cover-up?
Yeah.
Absolutely. He said, he was the one who said in his testimony, you know it's suicide when you see one. I had to laugh. How many suicides has that jackass seen?
Yeah, no, wait. Kash Patel was a fucking podcaster before this. What do you mean you know it's suicide when you see it, bro? You guaranteed you've never fucking encountered this shit before.
He's not a doctor. He's not a pathologist. He never saw Jeffrey's body. He wasn't there, but he knows a suicide.
Well, he's certainly changed his story about it. But I want to ask you one other thing, okay? And I get it. You don't want to talk about it. It was a private back and forth with your brother. Fine. But it is being used as proof that your brother had compromised information about Donald Trump. Is that what you were referring to?
Yeah, that was Jeffrey's job. He was a Mossad agent. Well, he wasn't just Mossad. He worked with many different agencies, one of which was Mossad, to gather blackmail on world leaders. That was how Israel... How do you think Israel, a nation the size of New Jersey, has so much fucking pull in the Western world? What do you think, they have so much to offer? No, it's because they blackmailed Saudi Arabia. They blackmailed the United Kingdom. They blackmailed America. They blackmailed France. They gather blackmail by getting powerful people to Epstein Island, they fuck children, they get it on video, and that's how they get what they want for the nation of Israel. It's very simple.
Is that what you suspect?
No, Jeffrey, in 2016, I said this publicly before, Jeffrey told me that if he said what he knew about the candidates, they'd have to cancel the election. He didn't tell me what he knew, but Jeffrey definitely had dirt on Trump. And you could see in the emails, Trump could deny it all he wants, but it's pretty clear. I mean, everything Trump says is a lie.
But that's not what you were talking about.
It's provable that he was in Jeffrey's office. He said he wasn't in the house. It's provable he was there. He said everything he says is a lie.
But that's not what you were talking about in the text thread. You don't know of any information that he had.
I'm not discussing that email.
Did you know or ever see any evidence that your brother had against Trump? Did you ever see any or hear any?
Just he told me he had it. He wouldn't tell me that if it wasn't true.
And how do you explain that it never came out and that Ghislaine Maxwell has never talked about it?
Well, because Ghislaine Maxwell is getting pardoned. Trump promised that Ghislaine Maxwell would be released from prison and would walk scot-free as long as she kept her slut mouth shut. That's exactly what this is.
Well, yeah, she got a pretty sweet deal, you know?
She's in prison.
I'm not trying to hurt the lane, but
she's in prison. God, you're such a fucking fraud. Fredo, you're such a fucking fraud, Fredo. She got moved to like the lowest security prison where she goes to play pickleball. She gets to like go to and do yoga classes, bro. What the fuck are you talking about? She's barely in prison.
Interesting in her testimony is when she was asked about other people. You know, she said they weren't involved, they didn't do anything. But when she was asked about Trump, she went.
She got a puppy in prison? Yeah, suck my fucking dick. Yeah, she's in prison the way that the mob was in prison in Goodfellas. When they're, you know, that great fucking scene in Goodfellas where they're making meatballs and spaghetti and garlic bread in the fucking prison cell and they got like lavish couches and a fucking TV. That's the type of fucking prison she's in.
On at length about he was always a gentleman, he's always professional. And I said, why is he getting this special treatment of exoneration? And the other people, she just said, well, they didn't do anything. So, you know, even her lawyer said they cut the deal.
I like how Chris Cuomo gave himself a pedo mustache to stand in solidarity with his brother and Jeffrey Epstein.
So that's why I believe she said those things.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe.
Like, dude, look, you look better without the mustache. You look so much better without the look at this shit, bro. What are you doing? What is that? KSSO!
Never.
Oh my God! Ew! 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 Dirty dago wop bitch! Dirty dago wop bitch! Dirty dago wop bitch! Ew! Fucking nasty! Get shit off your fucking face. Disgusting. 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 Which one of you took a shite in the bathroom? Didn't even flush, you couldn't even have the balls to flush the toilet! What the fuck is this? Oh my God, Trump is meeting with the guy who did 9/11. This is the guy that did 9/11. This is the guy that did 9/11. This is the guy that did 9/11. This is Mohammed bin Salman. He did 9/11.
I'm very proud of the job he's done. What he's done is incredible in terms of human rights and everything else.
In Saudi Arabia, they have slaves. Like, I know we have slaves, but our slaves are in prisons. They have slaves just walking around.
And he's the crown prince, the future king, and I just want to pay my greatest respect to your father, the king, who is an amazing man. I met him early on. He greeted me at the airport at an age that was pretty high up there, and it was about 117 degrees, and he was standing on the red carpet as I came out of the plane, and he's amazing. And when I met his brilliant son, it was at the Oval Office. Shortly thereafter, you came in representing the country, and I called the father. I said, this guy is fantastic. And I don't know if that helped you or hurt you, but obviously it couldn't have hurt too much.
Look at how smug he is. Of course he's smug. This guy's all giggles and shit, bro. He's in the fucking Oval Office. This guy did 9/11. And now he's in the fucking Oval Office getting a fucking two-handed Donnie stroke. Are you? This is fucking lunatic shit. This is lunatic shit. Look at that fat, disgusting bastard. Look at this disgusting, fat piece of shit. Are you missing a jet? 1, 2, 3, 4. Are they missing a jet? What happened? Wait, what the fuck? They're missing a jet. They're missing a fucking jet in the flyover. You're missing a jet. What? What the fuck? What the fuck? What? What? Yo, any veterans watching this, you know how you signed up because you saw 9/11 and you were like, I gotta go get revenge. Here's your fucking revenge. The guy who literally organized 9/11 is getting the fucking praise of 1,000 soldiers. Oh my God, he's such a scumbag. He was supposed to stay until the song ended. He was definitely supposed to stay until the song ended. Oh my God. Yeah, no, it literally was like, all right, I'm bored. And then like walked in, like there's no way anyone else was allowed to walk. No way anybody else is allowed to leave. They were told to wait until the fucking song ended. Holy fucking shit. I'm gonna say it, the GOP is a Nazi problem, and the more we pretend like we don't, the worse it's gonna get. We do, don't tell me we don't. Okay, so Laura Loomer is splitting from the America First move. So this woman has been paid off by Israel.
Because of the fact that we use tariffs to bring all this money in. And you're going to see the results in a year when these plants start to open up. We have more plants under construction now than at any time in the history of our country. And these are big plants. These are the biggest plants anywhere in the world. And I want to...
This is the gayest shit I've ever... Oh, thank God. Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Once you're rich and famous, you can have any girl on the planet. You realize they're all scum and you don't want a single one. So you're gay as fuck, dude. You're gay as fuck. That's the gayest shit I've ever seen. You probably were licking this dude's abs, bro. I bet you that's not sweat. I bet you that is... Or no, I bet you that's your sweat. That's the gayest shit I've ever fucking seen in my life. Trump's spiritual advisor got arrested for molesting a 12-year-old.
I'm just happy that it is over. I feel good about it. It's behind us. What does this day like? I don't know that I have words for that.
Oh, Jesus. All right, let me just get something. Let me just tell you guys something before I end the stream. We are in a pivotal moment for the United States of America. Both the Democrat establishment and the Republican establishment have lost their bases. You know, the Democrat establishment, led by people like Chuck Schumer and Aipak Shakur, they don't represent their voting base because they don't give a fuck about changing anything. They don't care about progressive values. They don't care about universal basic health care or basic income. They don't care about universal health care. They don't care about democratizing the workforce or redistributing the wealth or taxing the 1%. The Democrat politicians could give less of a fuck about Democrat voters. The Republican politicians couldn't give less of a fuck about anything other than getting their AIPAC shekels from Benjamin Netanyahu, okay? And now we're starting to see the whole idea of the pendulum, right? The pendulum that swings right and left. The pendulum is going to swing, and it is going to break out of the glass, okay? It's either going to swing so far right that America genuinely embraces straight up fucking Nazism under, you know, the fucking prepubescent gay boy that sucked Destiny's dick, known as Nick Fuentes. Or it's going to swing hardcore left under somebody like myself, who is a straight up fucking radical socialist. I want to be taxing the 1%, 95%, the authoritarian left, the dirtbag left. Fuck you, you're not capable of making good decisions, so I'll make them for you. We're going to reach that point. There's no more of this standard run-of-the-mill American politics where it's a suit and tie wearing douchebag going, vote for me and I'll make sure that your parents don't get divorced and those gay thoughts leave your head and I'm going to increase the minimum wage by $2. No, I want mass tribunals. I want mass arrests of every single fucking ICE agent. I want you to literally become the authoritarian left. I'm not fucking kidding. And we are at a point where we're going to have to choose between Sig Heiling or holding up our fucking fist for the people. If we have this shift of right-wing politics where they finally embrace the fact that they are Nazis and that they've been hiding the idea that they've been pretending like they fucking aren't. If they finally embrace that shit, well then that leaves the wiggle room for straight up fucking communists to come out of the woodwork, okay? I see a better future. And the reason why is because I'm smart enough to know that the people who have created the struggle of the average working man is not the minority, it's not the trans person, it's not the gay person, it's the fucking billionaire bootlicking oligarch pedophiles that are being harbored by our fat fuck orange chief. That's the reality. If you are capable of blaming minorities for your fucking problems, you have a mental disability. Shut the fuck up forever, you useless husk of a person. Stop role-playing as a fucking American. Oh, I can't afford to buy a house, it must be the Jews' fault. Oh, I can't afford to buy a house, it must be the fault of the blacks and the minorities. No, it's your fucking fault, because you're a goddamn loser. And on top of that, you've been licking clean the fucking boot of the hyper-capitalist overlords who have pushed you into a corner and then told you to blame the fucking minorities, and you fell for it. You get the fucking fell for it again award, you stupid piece of shit. Fuck! I can't stand this shit. And the thing is, people like Chris, you're a narcissist. You fucking would too. You would be a goddamn narcissist if you were capable of reading the writing on the wall and noticing that 90% of this country is full of fucking mentally disabled, dumb fuck Nazis. It's insane. And then on top of that, on the left, I've got these stupid fucking annoying Marxist, Leninist theory nerds going, well, actually, Dora Mamdani isn't really a totalist. Shut the fuck up. Go grab the Communist Manifesto and try shoving it down the throat of the average fucking voter and see how they reject your ass in a millisecond. You want to fucking win? You want to be in the business of fucking winning? Then start to meet people where they are. That's how Zoran fucking won. You give them demands that they can actually fucking meet. We're gonna give you free buses. We're gonna give you free childcare. We're gonna fucking we're gonna increase minimum wage. These are basic fucking things. And if somebody says no, that fucks with my profit margins, arrest them. Drag them by their fucking ear into a prison, drain their fucking bank account, and distribute it to the people. I don't give a fuck if it's legal or illegal. Donald didn't give a fuck when he was signing executive order after executive order to rid this nation of due process and our constitutional rights. You got a fucking problem with it? Then voice up, get a camera, get a mic, and do what I fucking do, bitch. God, I'm so fucking tired of these fucking losers. On the left and the right, just fucking losers. Exhausted by it. Anyway, how about them Knicks? I ain't a fucking Democrat. I'm a Valentist. I mean, hey, Karl Marx named it after himself. I'm a fucking Valentist. Now, translate that speech to German. You have no idea how that would sound in German. That would sound fucking insane. Sorry for the little crash out there. I love America, or what America is supposed to be. I grew up seeing that lady in the harbor holding a torch and it said, give us your tired and give us your poor. And now we've got fucking these goddamn bastards who want to rewrite it to give us your wealthy and give us your rich. You know, it's like, you're not Americans. You are role-playing as a fucking American. You've never been an American. You have never supported freedom and justice for all. You've supported freedom and justice for me, the white people, the Christians, and the straight people. That's it. That's all you've ever fucking given a shit about. And this pussyfooting Democrat shit doesn't work. Oh, vote for me. I'm going to fix the problem. You need Trump of the left. You need somebody to get into office and say, this is what we're doing, and anybody who stands in the way will go to prison. No due process. Any billionaire who tries to flee this country will have their bank account fucking drained before they get on the plane. That's what you need. And when people bitch and people moan and they say, but that's not legal, I'll say, it is now. It is now, motherfucker. Think the founding fathers played by the rules? They were terrorists. They were by definition terrorists, traitors to their people, rebels. And you know what they did? Won. They fucking won. I'm in the business of winning, not in the business of doing what's right. Once you win, you use that power to do what needs to be done. Hope I didn't scare too many of yous. I don't mean to scare you. What I say doesn't come from hatred of my enemy. It comes from love for my nation. And the rage that I feel comes from watching everything that we were promised crumble into dust. Crumbled into dust. The only fucking people who can afford to buy houses at my age are like people who are doing what I'm doing. You know, what I do is like lucrative. You know, like you could make $1 million in a year doing this shit, or you could make $50 in a year. The only people who are able to buy houses are those who have found a loophole in the system. Those who are the working class, those who have followed the rules. They got their degree, they got their job, they're paying their taxes, they're paying their bills. They're fucked. There's nothing, there's no one to save us. The average age of a first-time home buyer is 59. And they want you to pay a 50-year mortgage. So what? You want me to get out of debt when I'm 110 years old? What are we doing? This isn't even a fucking nation anymore. This is an encampment. It's a giant fucking encampment for future refugees. To flee. Not for refugees coming here. Who the fuck would want to come here? Now we're all fucking fleeing. Meanwhile, Argentina can have 40 billion. We live in a world where we live in a nation where the number one reason for bankruptcy is medical debt. Don't fool yourself into thinking that I grew up poor. I didn't. I grew up upper middle class, okay? And my father had to turn down chemo because we would have went into generational debt. He said, fuck it, I'll die in the upper middle class. What do you think is happening to the lower class, to the poverty class? They are just dying. They don't even have the time to think about potentially getting chemo. That's not even a fucking prospect for them. Yeah, we were told go to college, get a good job, have a family, and you'll have everything. Biggest fucking lie of the year. Biggest fucking lie of the... You know, they used to say, people, it's cheesy, but they used to say they call it the American dream because you have to be asleep to think it's real. And it's 100% fucking real. It's 100% fucking real. Yo, you guys know that I don't have health insurance? I don't have health insurance. I was on Medicaid. I got cut. And I don't have fucking health insurance. And I have been saving money by not having it. And it's living on a fucking edge where it's like, well, do I pay fucking $900 a month for something I never use? And then you break your fucking leg and it's a $400,000 bill. GG. And people wonder why I got that shit on the fucking wall. And now our college degrees are fucking useless Don't forget, half these college degrees are fucking useless. If you didn't major in like coding and engineering, you're just fucked. You're boned. Why the fuck am I even going? To give money to your university. I'm a bio major. That's a fucking shame. In this nation, we're anti-science. We don't believe in biology. We don't believe in science. Not me wiping my tears with an English literature degree. Dude, I majored in history and I minored in political science after I went to acting school. And the entire time, all they told us is they were like, everybody has to go to grad school. You all have to go to grad school. If you don't have a graduate degree with a history major, you're useless. The only job that you can have is to become a teacher. And I said, I was like, well, I got to find a way to do this differently. So I created this, you know, and not everybody can do this. Thanks, Ari, or Air Razor 501st. Appreciate you. Nothing is true. Everything is permitted. That's my fucking slogan. I live by that shit. Nothing is true. Everything is permitted. I might get that shit fucking written on me. I might get that shit tattooed on me. I'm not going to DC on Saturday, no. Oh, all right, guys. I'm going to call it here. Thank you very much for tuning into the Valenti broadcast. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It costs you nothing and it helps me immensely. And listen, while we cheer about the Epstein Files release, while we cheer about the death of MAGA, please understand that the fight is about to get a whole lot tougher. We just went from fighting Hindenburg to fighting Hitler. Okay? Big difference. Big difference. All glory to Xi Jinping. 我们是长处理起心肠，哭着来要糟糕老就有，让我们尽处理起心样样起心有，我们是长处理起心肠。Unreal. All right, guys, I'm out of here. GG. 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 I posted that on Red Note, and now there's a whole bunch of Chinese people who know me. Like fucking tens of thousands of Chinese people just saw some white New York douchebag singing in Chinese, and they got very confused. All right, later, guys. Bye-bye.